time when you were supposed to stay in your place if you were a person of color. That was a time where there was so much quiet intimidation being a person of color, many that came from the South.
Most of these guys did,
that were literally forced out of jobs, had their property taken away from them, were manipulated by the system of government that supported racism, that saw it as a way out when the industry was in demand, there was a need for bodies, there was a need for people. So the reason that you saw those people of color in that meat market working is because they needed them.
Yes.
There weren't enough white people to do the job.
Oh, it was hard work.
What I found interesting was your comments. You said you made that he could talk something up or something. Well, many people of color during that time had excellent communication skills, but they were consistently abused, disrespected, looked down upon. We have teachers on my father's side of the family, well-educated people, going back to the 1900s, that could not get a job, only because of their race, not because of their ignorance or intelligence. So, the other piece that is missing here, and everybody dances around it at the table, economics, survival, family, culture. If we reversed it and it was all black folks that came here first, and folks from Ireland and Eastern Europe and Italy and the other countries came here, we'd have the same model, but it would be reversed. It's survival. Folks were afraid of losing what they had, so they were racist. And the sooner people can admit that and start to talk about it, then you don't have to dance anymore. My friend over here, he made comments. He always, the black guy, the black guy. I never walked around saying the white guy, the white guy. Now, let me just follow up here. The reason that a person would not say anything is because they were afraid of losing their job. If that black guy said to the white guy, "What are you talking about? I disagree with you. I believe that blah, 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 blah. You're a smart
Can I interject on this thing right here?
Let me finish. You're a smart, who's that smart nigger over there? That's how it came across.
Yeah, just let me give you an observation on this. Willie, when I talked to him, Willie, was not respected.
Is that William or is that Willie?
Willie, that was the name he went by, Willie. I never got his last name, but he was not respected by, or not taken seriously by the other black guys.
That's not true. I disagree with you.
This is this is my impression.
They had to behave in a certain way individually, so they didn't jeopardize.
Please let me finish, okay?
I listened to you for 10 minutes.
I'm not arguing with you.
Let me have one more minute.
I'm not arguing with you.
But this is not an argument. This is a modification to what you're saying.
Okay, well, let me
I'm a person of color, so I'm sharing with you what experiences my relatives have had, my cousins have had, my uncles have had, my friends have had. And you can't explain that to me as a white person.
No.
Because you don't have a clue.
No, but you can't explain to me how it is to be a white person working among black people.
Well, that's an experience that I would have working among white people.
Right, and so I had the same experience, so if I could give my modification to your comment.
Yes, sir.
When I said that Willie, could talk someone off a meat wagon, I meant that he was political, he was dancing, he was sucking up.
What the heck does that mean, sucking up?
He was
Don't we have to
playing the
communicate in order to be successful? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Don't I have to teach my students how to speak English clearly so you're comfortable, so we can increase our productivity?
I'm not talking about semantics.
Whether we're making potatoes,
I'm not talking about
whether we're
semantics.
selling computers, we all go to school to get an education, to have reasonable communication skills, a knowledge of math and sciences, so that we can compete and have an opportunity. That is how a person of any color should and does and did look at things. However, they were looked at differently. That person that had that education was only looked at as this black person, this person that has no skill set. There wasn't even a consideration. And what you left out earlier, folks, is you left out when Protestants had signs up that said that you
We're not done. We didn't leave it out.
All right.
We haven't got to it,
Okay.
believe me, that's what I'm trying to say. But go ahead.
Okay.
You're on a roll, go ahead.
So, you know, what was really left out was, like even the
wasn't
ordinance
covered
here,
yet. It
even the
wasn't
ordinance
covered
here
yet.
in Quincy that said, in Walston, if you weren't Protestant, you couldn't buy a house. If you were Irish, you could not buy a house in Walston. You know, so we need to look at what I call a transition. When it was Protestant, and you had their neighborhood club, the Irish couldn't come into it. When the Protestants decided to invest and expand, they started letting in the Irish. They let you in. You didn't demand to get in because it was an economic opportunity. When blacks moved into the areas that you call ghettos, it was because the areas were worn out, and they made money renting it to those people.
And I already said
It's
that.
all about economics. It is not about, when I hear people describing, oh, this neighborhood is this neighborhood is that, those are limited to, that's what was limiting for people of color. They could not go into a neighborhood and look at a house, which I had relatives that could afford to buy houses. Look at Bill Russell. Bill Russell